Hi everybody, my name is Dennis Foley and I'm here today to talk to you about our project Old Bob. It's a feature film. It will be shot here in the Chicago area, the south side neighborhoods of Beverly and Mount Greenwood. And in its basic form, Old Bob is a story of hope. And I think hope is one of the most important things we can have as individuals in our lives. When you see somebody who loses hope, it's something it's a sad situation. And in this movie, Old Bob is a 50-something-year-old former high school English teacher, and he is without hope. There's been some terrible events that have happened in his life, and he's kind of swaying back and forth, not sure which way to go. And what happens to him, it's one of those, the cliche of when you least expect it. But three young boys, 12-year-old boys, step into Old Bob's life and impact him to the point where it does help him, it helps him to get back on his feet, to recover and to move on. But what happens is, these three boys didn't jump in and say, hey, let's save Old Bob. No. They're big, fast-pitch baseball fanatics, and they get together every day. There's four of them, and they play baseball fast pitch against each other. Well, one day one of the kids gets grounded, and they need a fourth player. So they see Old Bob at one of the local coffee shops and ask him if he'll step in. So that's how things start to connect for them, and how they get together, and how Old Bob, they weave him in, because they're not looking to go ahead and transform him. They're just looking for a fourth baseball player. But their relationship, as it continues and goes on throughout the movie, is one that helps Old Bob in a tremendous way. And in the movie, one of the things I really enjoy too, and I think you will, is being a former English teacher too. Old Bob starts to bring out different things from his past, and lets out little bits of information at a time. But the boys learn he was a high school teacher, and he starts to share poetry with them, short stories. So we have that literary influence going on that he's giving back to the boys as well. And one of the great things I'm really excited about with this movie is we have James Russo in the lead role as Old Bob. And when you take a look at his picture down below, you'll recognize that face. We're very fortunate to have him in here. He's been in over 100 movies, and including a couple of my favorites. I think he did a tremendous job and was a show stealer in Donnie Brasco. And also, too, he played a tremendous role, a fun role in Django Unchained. So, not only is he a consummate pro, he's a great guy. I've been talking with him, exchanging emails, talking back and forth on the phone, and he's a regular Joe. And, to the point where he's even offered to come in 3 days early prior to the filming to spend time hanging out and getting to know the three young actors that he'll be working with, so they can start to develop that bond, that connection that's so important to the movie. So, in my opinion, we're lucky to have him, and James Russo is the man. As far as other actors that are involved too, we have Charlie Namoya. Most of you will recognize her from Wendy the Waitress and How I Met Your Mother. And then Chicago's very own comedian and actor Pete Burns. And for you SpongeBob SquarePants fans out there, and I'm one of them, I know there's a lot of us, Pete was the original writer for the SpongeBob series, so it's cool to have him involved as well. We're working on a couple other bigger names that we want to get involved, people like Kevin J. O'Connor, and he's interested, he really likes the role. It's a matter of whether he can fit it in with his upcoming schedule. Kevin's been in The Mummy, There Will Be Blood, great movies like that. But so far with our with the fundraising, we've raised over $50,000 through private investors, and obviously that's not enough. I'm hoping, as I talk to you today, that you will consider donating to our film. We're trying to raise just over $27,000 through Indiegogo, and that money is going to help, obviously, to take care of some of the crew members as well, but also taking care of those things like feeding the crew and the cast every day on set, transportation costs to bring people in and out, lodging expenses to put them up at hotels, and so anything that that you can give will be truly appreciated. And if it's something where you don't feel you can give, please help pass the word on to others, because movement of the word is when people see it, I think they'll like the project. So I appreciate it if you did that, if you weren't able to give too. Now, Another thing I'd like to know, just briefly about me, so you know a little something. I'm not big on talking about myself, but I have an MFA from Columbia College here in Chicago in creative writing. I've written a number of books, including one that will be coming out in this, either later this year, towards Christmas, or beginning of next year. It's a legal thriller film that will be based here in the Chicago area as far as the setting. And I've written about 6 different screenplays. This is the first one that I have that's actually going to be filmed. So, fun stuff there. Another thing I'd like you to know is that the music that we're going to use in the film. Everybody loves the music. I think it's so important in movies, but we're definitely going to have a Chicago influence. Almost all of the different groups that will be using the music will be by Chicago artists. So that's pretty cool too. By the way, before I wrap up, I did want to tell you we have some celebrity endorsements. I'd like to share a couple of those with you. The first, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm friends with the cows over at Chick-fil-A. So here's their sign they made. Can you see that okay? Thank you. And then, most of you, you might know him as Superman, but Clark Kent is a buddy of mine as well. And here's a little something that he has to say. See that okay? Alrighty. And then lastly, I'm here asking because I put together my own sign. Please support old Bob. Pretty place. So folks, there you have it. I hope you think our project is worthy of your support. It's going to be great to put this together. I think it'll be something that folks in the Beverly, Mount Greenwood area will be proud of. And also, too, I think it's the sort of movie when it goes out to the film festivals, that's our goal, to bring it out there and to gain distribution for the movie, that I think it has a chance. There's never any promises, but I think it has a chance to that connection between old Bob and the kids is going to be vitally important. I think that connection is going to be there where folks at the festivals may look at it and really take a liking to it. So anything that you can give to help us get there will be truly appreciated. Thank you.